Hey everyone, Zooba here. This is a James Horner related topic about his score from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. I just recently found this old STARLOG magazine with E.T. on the cover, as you can see. Actually, I just got it at a shop where I lived. That was the comic book store that was closing down, and they were selling all of their old magazines and comics just to get rid, because they're moving to a new location. They wanted to get rid of so much stuff, and I got a bunch of these old Starlog magazines and cool magazines for like $5 for $1. It's amazing. So I picked this one up. Anyway, there's an article in here, James Horner talking about his score from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, and it reminded me of the score. And I remember when this is not a spoiler because everybody's seen it. Remember when Spock had died, and then at the very end when they're going to have his funeral, and it cuts to the scene, and before you even see anything, you hear this bagpipes playing. What was that song? It was playing that famous Amazing Grace song, and it's Scotty on the bagpipes, and he's in the full Scottish regalia. And I remember seeing that movie in the theater, and myself and other people in the audience just started laughing because it was just so abrupt that you hear this bagpipe stuff, playing so abruptly, and then you see Scotty in full regalia. And it's supposed to be a sad thing because Spock had just died, but Horner talks about it in this article. It says, one of the major, if not major, this is Horner talking. It says, Horner explains, one of the major, if not major, musical problem of Star Trek, according to the composer, concerns the hymn Amazing Grace. Here's Horner talking. I never wanted to use it, states Horner. I begged, please don't make me use Amazing Grace. It was the only battle in the film I lost. They all seemed to feel that Amazing Grace was the only thing to make them happy. It was 15 seconds. I just did it. It had already been shot, and I had to match it, Horner explains. Then I had the additional problem. Would I continue the bagpipe music outside the ship, or would I switch to orchestral music? My feeling was to do something very ethereal. The bagpipes were the wrong move. They sound like bleeding goats. What you heard in the film originally was just the bagpipe alone. Now Paramount has a problem in previews with people laughing at the sound. The producers wanted the bagpipe sound changed. The only thing I could do about the curse of the bagpipes, Horner shrugs, was put in a cue. He starts where there's a pause as Kirk is talking, saying his famous line, of all the people I have ever met in my travels, of all of the people I've ever met in my travels, he was the most human. There, the music came in. I had this strange chord that hangs over the whole scene. It did quite a bit, but doesn't solve the problem completely, because you still get people laughing at the bagpipes. It was perhaps a slight miscalculation, but it's only one of those things that you're not going to know if it works until you do it with an audience. So Horner thought it was funny, too, that the people laughed at the bagpipes. And he agreed with them laughing, I think, because it just was weird the way they did it. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I'm glad I found this Star Trek magazine in the Horner interview and Horner talking about that actual sequence. Clears it up for me. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day. Zooba out.